Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I have a little window of opportunity to make a video today, so I thought I come and wish you a good day to speak about transcendental psychology. I just wanted to say a few things before I'm going to pull some oracles as well. But that God told me that my source, my spirit, my intuition, my connection, my beloved I am, told me that we have to expect supernatural events, supernatural experiences that will manifest, that is beyond what is acceptable to believe in the human consciousness right now. But it is God will do that to break the limited beliefs of humanity, and so to prepare for it and the manifestation of that. We've been put in charge of the restoration of the planet, of the new age, of the golden age, of the transformation. Right now, there is the light is everywhere, but the darkness is also completely agitated. So do not go into the agitation. Go into the peace of the light. When you're at peace, you're in the light. When you're agitated, you're in darkness. So just know that it is only a game, a play, a holographic, a projection. We are projecting this image, projecting this beingness into this physical dance. The more you descend on the dimensional frequency, the more density there is. So we want to light up the load and access our consciousness access the higher planes little by little as we submit to our guidance. Then our physical body is shifting. But sometimes it's a lot of pain. I've been through a second Kundalini activation. I had one a couple of weeks ago. I thought I was going to die. I even fainted for like 2-3 seconds. It was just so. I thought I was. Then Spirit came to me. First, he told me, "We have no choice but to do that now." And then they told me that people don't die from this experience, but I need to clear the bottom root of my being, the bottom of my spine. There was a blockage. So I went through that. So the card of the day is the blessings, the unexpected miracle, the wonderful, the gift from heaven, the gift from God. We deserve that. We have to be in the receptive mode to receive that. For our beloved I am presence is a spirit of the Father. It is a pre-personal spirit that is God to us, and so we have to align, to be comfortable, to be seated within this energy of grace and love, which is not easy because we've been conditioned in the opposite sense. But the Buddha says that the greatest wealth is peace of mind. There is no greater wealth once we achieve this peace of mind. So I am very grateful to God for my peace of mind today. For yesterday I was a little shaken up. But Spirit says, because I was shaken up because of my mind, and I say, he's completely masochist. Why does he go back there? And then I let it go. So... But to align with any part of we have this God self within. To align with any part of it, whether it is courage, whether it is kindness, whether it is compassion, whether it is joy, is enough. Any one aspect or any one facet of the divine self that we have within, and we cultivate that goodness, that compassion. Of course, we have all the vice and all the virtues within ourselves. It is all part of the experimentation and the projection. So we want to choose to cultivate at least one virtue. Courage is a good one to start with, and then the other will grow along with that. But any one aspect is enough to be in the receptive mode, and for we are serving the plan of the Christ, the Christos, the Sophia, with the Joshua, Sananda, the Jesus, for he is the coordinator. He's not an object of adoration, as some people will make it. He's a bridge to God. He's a bridge to the universal Father. He reopened the door of paradise when he came here to bestow himself upon the world. And so we want to keep informed in terms of what heaven thinks all the time. So to be flexible personally. For now, I have opened my communication channel, so I can sometimes I'm possessed by dust or entity that play with my mind and my ego and so on, but there are times, but I'm returning very quickly to the guidance, and eventually we'll be able to decipher and be able to have a clear mirror reflection of what is the best potential. We all want to do what the higher self wants us to do, to be in alignment, to see the best angle in relationship to the best position, the most serene attitude in relationship to what is presented within our consciousness. And pay attention to your emotion. Do not cancel out your emotion, even if they're not pleasant. Do not cancel them out. They'll create blockages that will be really hard to remove. So just feel your emotions all the way to the point for healing the I came here also as a healer for healing the emotional body with the planet Chiron. Is the most influential planet in my charts, which is the wounded healer. The Chiron is the planet that shows us the wound so we can heal it, which is not it's very difficult. It's between it has an orbit between Saturn, the lord of karma, the lord of form, the duty, the responsibility of the lesson learned, and Uranus, the expansion into the greater higher self. And so Chiron, you can call on the energies of Chiron. I salute my master guide Cornelius of Chiron, and I'm going to pull some cards for the highest. I'm very grateful. He's assisting me right now very much with my alignment, for it is all about alignment, in truth, for me at least. The highest wisdom is compromise. So it's about finding the balance. Sometimes we do have to make little compromise. In the past, we have the sun, we have the innocence, we have the all-powerful understanding. We all came into realization. Now it's not always easy to hold the frequency of what we came, but know that whatever is happening within you has been recorded by your soul, your spirit, and you have grown and evolved inside, regardless of the mind and the emotion and the situation. Just continue to follow that. Right now, it's just we're observing this world from the outside, and we're gonna have to enter eventually into the world. It's a test of patience, I guess. What's coming in the future is the wheel of good time, the change, the wheel of fortune, the miracles, the fifth dimension. What we have within ourselves is stress. We have to let go of stress. We have to learn to liberate stress. It's very important. And what we have outside of us is the freedom from fear. So on the outside there is freedom from fear, but there is still situations that are creating tension within ourselves. So the way to liberate the tension is about sharing. It's about understanding that we're here to share. It's about compassion. It's about giving what you have. The more we can give what we have in terms of our love, our light, the more we'll be able to receive, because God always give us more than what we give when we give from a pure intention. And the tiger of fear, let's see what the tiger of fear. Do not be afraid of the completion of the cycle, to be a clear participant in your own process of ascension, to become your master, to become master of yourself, and to assume the responsibility of your divinity, which is not easy. We'll discuss that. How do we make our leap into the future? By dissolving the isolation, dissolving the walls, and for that we need to feel the pain that we have created when we have created the illusions. What it looks like, the tiger of fear, is the dream. So do not be afraid of success. Do not be afraid of living in the total joy and abundance and surrender and flow and all that. For God understand all that, and it's just utilizing that to build our character. None of the things of the matrix really matters to the Creator. I don't believe the rich, the poor, the big, the tall, the man, woman, the different race. Everything it serves evolution, but God is building character. He wants to make us from mortal beings to immortal creator, and the consciousness has this potential of moving from this mortal to the immortal. And our hearts will call us to go to the chariot, to the awareness, to the motion forward, to the doors to the world that will be opening. For personally, I'm gonna try to restore the aspect of my outside life, or die trying. But regardless, I'm gonna still, hopefully, I feel like. For integrating our divinity is not easy. There was this movie called The Last Temptation of Christ, and William Dafoe was playing the role of Jesus, and he was saying at some point in the movie, I remember this scene, it says, not only God told me a long time ago that he lives within me, but now he's telling me that I am God. And so you come to a realization, for the shoes are too big for me. God is also telling me that, but the shoes will adapt. So you just be fearless in relationship to what you receive from Spirit, even though it might seem it is not about imposing your ego, of course. It's about tuning into the frequency of God, to be a clear channel, so that the higher consciousness can become can be used. You can be used by your higher consciousness to integrate the higher frequency of on the planet, so the planet can assist in the ascension. Also want to say, do not stretch the truth. A lot of people are trying to embellish their story. Well, if you're writing a fiction, you can write a fiction, you have to embellish it. But if when you tell a story that's supposed to be the truth, do not, if you got a fish that was that big, you don't have to say that it is that big. So it's always better to stay true to the truth, and because the ego needs to feel important, so it wants to embellish the truth. But the soul is actually learning its own, going through this own process. We're going through the second coming of the Christ. The second coming of the Christ is the Christos and the Sophia, the alignment with we're aligning with the higher Godheads. For it's like if you're a Muslim, you're aligning with Allah. If you're an Hindu, you're aligning with Brahma. If you're a Christian, you're aligning with the Paradise Father. But it's only one God in truth. It's different facets of the same amazing divinity that and any one truth will lead you to just respect other people's way, because God is working within them to lead them to the freedom and realization through their own chosen paths and culture and realization. So just learn to love and unify rather than try to find separation in things. We live in a residential universe. It's actually, the residential universe is far greater than anything we can suspect. There are millions, there are thousands of billions of planets that are evolving right now in the grand universe. Plus there is the central universe, and then there are also billions of celestial spheres, the sphere that's made to administer all this grand universe, the 7 super universe of time and space, the 700,000 universes that God has created as the first experimental stage of creation, with the mastery of time and space, the laws of supremacies. And then there is central universe, Avona. It is made of 1 billion perfect, ultimately perfect world that God created originally, and it doesn't grow, it doesn't evolve, it is perfect. The inhabitants are perfect, everything is perfect. Every model of every universe was taken from some planets on the central universe. And but it's there's a great deal of mystery in relationship to the source universe, the source creation. As there is a lot of Avona, beings of Avona, that move towards paradise, to the inner planes, and there are some that are going outside to the universe, the super universe and the universes to teach and so on. And so the population is being slowly replaced. The great mystery is the presence of the sensors. There is a universal sensor that's placed on each of the billion worlds of Avona, with actually no need for any such a thing. Maybe it serves in the sensor community to have an idea when they have to run. Sensors are universal judges, and so when they have to render a judgment to see what all of Avona is conscious, those are spiritual mysteries. And then there is paradise. Paradise is so big, it's so vast. It is the innermost. It is the destiny of all, ultimate destiny of all personality, to return to the soul, to return to paradise, to return to the Godheads. And so, but on paradise there is God at the center, the present Father, that's surrounded by the Son, that's surrounded by the presence of the spirits, and those are eternally, intimately connected. They can never be separate. They always have been one. And around this sphere is the most holy spheres of paradise. The most holy sphere, which is a little bit I'm not going to get into detail, I'm not sure I can talk about this, but this most holy sphere of paradise, there is no residential, it's just pure spiritual energy for certain works. And then there is 7 great concentric zones of residential. The first is the paradise citizens, and then there is those who ascend. And now the ascension process is well in the process from each of the 7 super universe. But in the 7th section, there is, for the 7 super universe, there is only 4% of that space, that's residential space, that is taken. And yet there is the number that was given, the people that live there, is a 10 with 128 zeros behind, which is a minuscule part of what the available space, because there is all the transcendental universal of the future. But you can already think of this. Imagine, think, connect to the sphere of paradise that is our primal source and origin. And I'm also very eager to start working with other human beings on my project, because you work only in a planes, you can do so much, but when we start working together, it's really going to anchor this. Things are going to really move faster and faster, and so for right now we have to learn to serve in order, because we're going to be led to lead. But in order to lead, you have to learn to serve, because leading is the highest form of service. For there are people that have personal ambition and they need to control through their ego, but we're not talking about that. In the new age, the leaders will be completely selfless in that sense. Is that they'll just be here to we are prepared to be here just to assist in the transitional process for humanity to rediscover themselves, to rediscover their connection to nature and source and creator. So always believe and follow your higher flow and guidance, and so those are the things I wanted to discuss today. So we want to ask for a rich inner world and a rich outer world full of friends and creativity and prosperity, and understand we're just a focalized projection of our higher self that projects his physical body into matter, and for the experience of participating in this density. So from this realization, the body has been elevated in an event, and so and because we can't really evaluate where we stand in relationship to our spiritual ascension, in relationship to the physical manifestation. It's only in terms of the love and the self-worth in connection. That's really where it's going to be. The Christ explained that at the end of time, the judgment will not be a judgment. There's going to be a scale. What's come from the mind and the ego will go on one side. What come from the heart and the soul will come to the other side. If there is more soul than mind, then the person is ready for the ascension. If there is more mind than soul, then there's still training that needs to be done. So yeah, that was we want to take care of our frequency, and as much as possible, and rather than needing to learn more and to know more and to absorb all this information from the matrix, you want to find peace of mind, silence, quietness. It is a bit counterintuitive in relationship to all that we've been taught throughout history or whatever, but although not the Buddhist or many others were try to there was this call to return to the center, to return to the heart in many ways, from the old vegan civilization. I'm going to pull a few cards. Thank you so much for coming to listen to what I have to say, to continue to cultivate your connection to your presence, for all the good you're doing to the earth, to the planet is appreciating when our presence here. So just continue to cultivate this sense of community, of love, of sharing as much as possible, cultivating a vision, so the universe will assist us in making that possible. Thank you also to stay in touch, for your comments, for sharing, for subscribing, for your kind donations. It's really appreciated right now. I'm going to pull a few cards, but I'm going to sing a song first to finish. It's an old song. It's an easy song. It's a pleasant song. It's called "Here Comes the Sun." Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright, do 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 do. Little darling, it's been a cold and lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since I've been here. Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright, do 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 do. Little darling, the smiles are returning to your faces. Little darling, it seems like years since I've been here. Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright, do 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 do. Little darling, It feels like ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it's been like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's the return of the sun. It's going to be all right. The ice is going to melt. We're going to reconnect to our connected self, and it's going to be really blissful. For the Spirit is very patient with us. The observer of the day is the destiny. We're here to fulfill the mission, fulfill a destiny, even if it's still mysterious. We have enough element to start preparing for it, and try to avoid doubting. The highest wisdom is reparation. For me, it's like everything is all about that. To start with, it's the starting point will become the reparation, and when I have to get it all somehow or die trying, like I said, then what we need to understand is generosity. The more we give, the more we receive. And God always gives us more than what we share, what we give. So just be. And be generous in your judgment as well. Be generous in your relationship to judging yourself as well. For what we need to do is complementarity, to prepare for a relationship. And for me, it's like what they're really doing. That is preparing me for a relationship. Complementarity, also to become the Gestalt. You are the Gestalt. Wherever you go, you are the piece that makes everything work. That's quite wonderful, because you're providing solution, and trust your higher self to be that for you, to become that God self. For it is and the outcome will be listening, to always be listening to what life is mirroring you at all time. And there is this higher consciousness that is in all things, the Holy Spirit, the great Spirit of God, that is mirroring and reflecting all things. After that, to discern between all those circuits and all the personalities of all you interact with in the great mirror of life, that's another wonderful experience. But already receive the message, listen to what life is saying, and see what resonates, positive or negative. Sometimes you gotta let go and ask again, because you don't understand, and then life provides. If you're patient enough, if you're receptive enough, life will provide information, will provide answers. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Salam.